Today on the Ask BP podcast, we're talking about what are the essential elements for creating a perfect real estate website. Stay tuned.
You're listening to another BiggerPockets Ask BP podcast, where you'll hear short, direct answers to your biggest real estate questions. Submit your question today on Facebook, Twitter, or the BiggerPockets forums by using hashtag AskBP. And don't forget to pick up your copy of the Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Real Estate Investing and other great content when you sign up for your free account at BiggerPockets.com. With that, let's get to the show.
Hey, what is going on, everyone? My name is Brandon, and you are listening or watching the Ask BP podcast. And today we're talking about websites. Now, I don't know if you have a website already, but hopefully today, if you do, you can kind of check off what I'm about to say with your website. If you don't have one, make sure you grab pencil, paper, and write this stuff down, because these are essential things you should have on your website. Now, the question comes from Cordell from Houston, Texas, who simply asked, what are the essential elements for creating a real estate website? Now, before we dive too deep in this, let's talk about what we're talking about. Let's get on the same page here. I'm talking primarily probably about a lead generating website. Like if you're trying to get deals and you want a good website that, maybe I buy houses kind of a website, that's kind of what I'm talking about here today. The idea of that. Now, maybe your business has more than just leads. Maybe you're a rental agency. Maybe you're a landlord. Maybe you're whatever. This stuff will still apply to you, but a lot of this will be geared towards those looking to generate leads from their website. So first of all, I highly recommend, no matter what kind of real estate website you have, don't use stock photos. Use photos of you. Let people see your personality. Let them see you with your spouse or with your kids if you're comfortable with that. Personality matters so much on websites because people don't know what's real. There's so much stock photo crap out there that it's hard to know. It's hard to build that relationship, but seeing a picture just adds so much to that credibility. And even more than that, if you can put a video on there, that's the best. I mean, take your iPhone out, record a video of you talking to the camera, use as good of sound as you can, and then put it on your website. Video does so much for building trust. And so I'd highly recommend that. Secondly, remember this. Your website is not about you. Your website is about your customer or about your client or about your tenant. Whoever it is that you're trying to bring to the website, that's who the website is about. So all of your writing, your copywriting, as they say, is geared towards them. What can you do for them? Don't be like, we were established in this year, and this is how good we are. This is where we came from, and this is what the founders like to eat for breakfast. Like, that stuff is stupid, right? They don't care about that. What can you do for them? How can you do it? How can you solve their problems? Especially if you've got the I Buy Houses kind of website. I can buy a house in this amount of time. I can give you cash. I can take care of any liens. I can take care of this. I can deal with your divorce. I can deal with, all these things that they're going through, the probate, the process, all that stuff. I can deal with this for you. It's always for you. Very customer focused. Your website, look at your website and just ask, how customer focused is this? Everything, every headline, every sentence should be customer focused. All right. Next, phone number, big and bold. Put it all over the place. Put it a dozen times. Put it 100 times. Okay, maybe not 100, but put it all over. Every page should have your phone number, top, middle, and bottom. Very, very important, because if somebody's reading the website, you don't want them to have to look for it. Trust me. If people have to look for it, they're not going to call you. Big, bold, beautiful phone number all over the place. You may also want to include an opt-in form directly on there, so they can put their name and email address in, and a lead will be sent over to you. If you're comfortable doing that, it's a great way. Some people just don't like using the phone. I don't like using the phone at all. If there's an opt-in box on a website, I'd much rather do that than call. So I'd recommend doing that. You can pick up an easy opt-in box using a service like MailChimp, MailChimp, MailChimp. You can integrate a box right on your website. It's free for a basic plan there, and it's a good way to get started bringing in leads on your website. Let's see what else we got. Testimonials are always great. If you can include a testimonial, fantastic. Make sure you do that. Let's see what else. Make sure your website is independently hosted. What I mean by that is you don't want to have a website that's like, brandonsrentals.geocities.com or, brandonsrentals.yahoo.com. Those are not, like, that's on Yahoo's domain. You don't want to deal with that. You want your own website, like brandonsawesomerentalproperties.com, right? It's one something.com. And you don't have to do .com, but I would recommend it. So you want to have your own domain. Now, if you're good with computers and technology, you might be able to figure out how to do that. You can buy a domain from like Bluehost or GoDaddy or one of those companies to have your own domain. If you're not real good and real savvy with that, a couple other options for you. One, I used to use Wix.com, W-I-X. If you go to Wix.com, or if you want to, I think you can get a discount if you go to BiggerPockets.com/Wix, W-I-X. You can go there, and for about $100 a year, you can get kind of a drag and drop template that helps you build a website. Now, Wix is not a real estate company. They're not real good at, like, you have to design everything from the ground up. If you want to even make it even easier on yourself, I highly recommend a service called Lead Propeller. LeadPropeller.com is fantastic. It's run by my buddy Danny Johnson, and it's designed specifically for real estate investors. It comes all pre-filled out. You just choose, like, I like this color and this looks good. And in about 10 minutes, you'll have this amazing website filled with content already filled out with you about the property you're trying to, or about the website you're trying to build. It's basically done for you. Additionally, using Lead Propeller is really awesome because it ranks really well in Google. So Danny is a very smart SEO guy. SEO means search engine optimization, which means there's a very good likelihood your post will show up early in Google, which means more free traffic. You know, I actually built a website with Lead Propeller, and I already rank for some terms that I really wanted to, and I haven't even done any like work on the website to like drive traffic there, but just because of the way that it ranks, because of the work that Danny put into Lead Propeller, it looks awesome and it generates leads for me. And so I love that. Anyway, it's a little bit more expensive than Wix, but I assure you it's worth it. It's awesome. You can check that out. Also, I think there's a discount code. If you go to biggerpockets.com/perks, PERKS, I think there might be a way to get it in there. I know some people can get a discount on BiggerPockets for Lead Propeller. So biggerpockets.com/perks, you can check that out there. And that's pretty much the essentials of what you need. There's a lot of other cool stuff you can do. You can have investor pages for people to talk to you about loaning money. You could have, past client testimonials, which we kind of talked about that, but you could have a whole page for that. You could have about me pages. You could have all that stuff. But the things I talked about earlier, those are the essentials that I want to make sure you have. It's like your picture, the company name, the logo. You can throw all that out there, and the phone number is probably most important. And so hopefully that helps you know what some of the essential things that your website will need. So before we get out of here, let's do today's success quote of the day, coming to you live from Ralph Waldo Emerson. Not really live because I think he's dead. But Ralph said, "Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm." So I love that because in everything I do, I try to be enthusiastic about it. We talked about on a previous Ask BP about being happy in what you do, but it's more than happiness is enthusiasm. You don't have to be happy about everything, but be enthusiastic about it. Be excited about what you're doing. Build up that enthusiasm. Go out there, crush it, pump yourself up. Listen to some 80s rock music in the car and go pump yourself up, and then get out there and be enthusiastic about what you're doing. It can really help motivate you to go forward and reach your goals. And speaking of those goals, in pursuit of those goals, remember, don't just learn, but take action. For the Ask BP podcast, my name is Brandon, signing off.
You've just heard another episode of the BiggerPockets Ask BP podcast. Submit your question today on Facebook, Twitter, or the BiggerPockets forum by using hashtag AskBP. And for more incredible real estate investing tools and education, including a free download of our book, The Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Real Estate Investing, head over to BiggerPockets.com and sign up for your free account today. We'll see you on the next show.